This one is called Substitution. And this is a guy, young guy, maybe in his early 20s, named Riley. And lives out in Nebraska, I believe. And he's got a job working at the Super 8 motel out there from desk. So he's not, at this point, not too ambitious, doesn't really have too much going on. Hasn't gone to college, hasn't really latched on with any kind of a union job or anything like that. He's just kind of buying his time working at the desk in his hometown out there. And he looks out the window and it's bleak and there's it's 10 degrees or whatever. It hasn't broken freezing for a couple of weeks, hasn't broken 32, middle of winter, and old newspapers sticking to kind of an old beat up metal garbage can you could see next door at 7-Eleven. And it's just, the whole thing is grim. And then, so one day he tells the other guy when he relieves, another young guy named Jarrett, he tells him he's going to get out of here. He was at a country music concert, a Jason Aldean concert somewhere, and he heard this guy in line in the snack bar talking about a casino in California. And California doesn't allow casinos except through their Indian casinos, and they're springing up. And apparently this particular one pays very well. He tells the guy you can make, $40,000 base salary working full time as a dealer, and a potential to make another $40,000 in tips if you're good. And the other guy doesn't believe him, but this first guy, Riley, says, yeah, I've been on these casino workers forums and things like that, and that's true. If you can, hard to get the job, but if you can get one of those jobs and they train you, you have the potential to make a good living out there. And so he's going to try it. So he tells his girlfriend that he's going, but he's kind of hoping that she doesn't want to go. He suggests, okay, let's move to California. We'll figure it out. But he's also kind of hoping she rejects it. So he has just a fresh, clean start. And she thinks about it, but then she says, well, why don't you try it first and then, let me know, and then we'll, go from there. And so that's basically the signal that no, it's not going to work out. And he's actually relieved. So he gets in his car, which is kind of an older Chevy truck, and he sort of knows he shouldn't have taken it. It's unreliable. And he drives a couple days. He breaks down, in Utah, and they come out and it's like $300 for a tow, and he doesn't have the money on him. And so they say, well, we're going to tow it anyway. We tow it outside of Salt Lake, and then you have to pay that money to get it out plus, penalties and fees. And so he said, okay, fine. Cause he's thinking he's not going, forget the truck. He's not going to ever deal with the truck. And the trooper out there is very nice. Utah guy. He actually gives him a ride to the nearest bigger town, which is Wendover, Nevada. Right at the border. There's Wendover, Utah, and then right connected with it is Wendover, Nevada. And they differentiate because the Nevada side allows gambling. So it's you just cross a street and all of a sudden you have all these casinos. You cross the street out of Utah to Nevada and it's completely different. It's all these legal casinos. But he goes there and he figures, well, the good thing is I can hang around all night if I have to. I can just sit around in the casino lounge or whatever. There's some comfortable chairs and pretend I'm, playing slot machines if I have, whatever it is. I don't have to get a room, in other words. Everything's 24 hours. And then they actually tend to, you can eat cheap and they bring you around drinks if it looks like you're gambling. And so you're probably okay. And then, while I'm doing it, I can see if I can grab somebody who might be driving to California and get a ride. And so that's what he does, but he gets involved playing blackjack, and he sees a guy, an older guy, knows what he's doing, and the guy's making money, and he realizes the guy is playing according to a bit of a system, like a card counter. So Riley doesn't have much money, but he just decides to throw a little caution to the wind, and I'll bet just with the way this guy does. So if the guy bets small, he bets small. If the guy increases his bet, then Riley would increase the bet. And after a couple hours, he's up about $160. So this guy's system is paying off, and he's basically piggybacking off of the guy's system. So he stops, takes a break, quits while he's ahead, and he goes into the bar lounge, and there's some music going on, and then soon enough, the guy himself shows up, the old guy, and they start talking. And he's a nice guy, and everything seems normal. But the guy just matter-of-factly tells him that his wife, is terminally ill, and he's not doing great himself. But he's going to put her out of her misery, one way or the other. And the guy doesn't believe him. Oh, that's funny. What are you talking about? But then after a little while, he realized the guy's serious. He's thinking of different ways to maybe, murder, suicide, the two of them. And that's getting very serious. And so Riley suggests, geez, why don't you, isn't it legal in Oregon? And the guy says, yeah, it is legal, but assisted suicide, that type of thing. But too much red tape, too many complications. It's not leaving here. The guy. So Riley just basically, the story involves him kind of talking to this guy. I think the guy's name is Bum. And nice guy, interesting stories, interesting life. But the guy's just one of these kind of no-nonsense guys. And in Bum's view, everybody's better off all around. Why should his wife suffer? And he's going to help her, but they're going to gamble and enjoy themselves for a little while first. And Riley is, trying to talk to him. But at the same time, he's also trying to figure out how to get to California. And also if Bum, if Bum has any vehicle, he might, be getting rid of if he does go through with something like this. So it's a very simple story. Basically just after the beginning when Riley leaves Nebraska and, tries to talk his friend into looking into the casino business, but just basically gets out of there. After that, it's basically just two guys speaking in a casino lounge. And, that's it. Substitution. And again, read by Joan Ambrosini, beautifully done with the link below. Okay.